Hi, I'm Charlotte Merrill, and this is our So Let's Be Friends podcast. This is a place where everyone belongs, and every story matters. Together, we celebrate our differences, bring awareness to disabilities, and build a more inclusive and supportive world. One conversation at a time, let's open our hearts and listen with kindness.
I like when people ask me about my crutches because they can get to know me, and I like having friends, so let's be friends.
This life is beautiful, and you are wonderful.
Hi friends, I'm Charlotte. Welcome back to So Let's Be Friends. Today is really special because I get to sit down with my best friend Enya. Together is sharing our stories, celebrating all abilities, and talking about what's like growing up as young adults with challenges, but also with big dreams. We hope you find encouragement and friendship in this episode. Let's get started.
Awesome. And I'm her mom, Anna. I think you've met me before. I kind of get to be the one in the background usually that just kind of keeps the conversation going. But today she asked me to interview, so you get to hear more from me today. So thank you for having me as your interviewer today.
You're welcome.
So Charlotte had a great idea after Enya and Charlotte spoke last week with her service mission, her send off to serve a Christ-like service for the next 18 months. She spoke and talked about trials and how to turn them into blessings. And that hard is hard, but we learn and grow from them. And she was honored to get to have Enya, her best friend, speak with her last Sunday. So it was fun to get to have Enya and Charlotte together today to be interviewed. Their story is so special. And a quick part of that special story, and they'll get to share more later, but Charlotte, all from preschool, kindergarten, all the way up to junior high, really struggled having friends because she had a gait trainer that she walked around like a walker. She had crutches. She had some kind of mobility equipment to help her get around. And it is scary to invite somebody with, disabilities and extra equipment to birthday parties and get to do all the friend things. So she had a hard lots of years, her first 13 years, just wanting a friend so badly. And literally every prayer at night was praying for a best friend. And so when they moved in, how long ago was it now? She's junior high in 18, almost 10 years ago or more.
Almost 15.
15. Gosh, I'm getting old, that means.
Wow.
I just remember being
I'm
on
21.
You're 21. I just remember being on a trip, and it was, anyway, I got a phone call that we got new neighbors. And I felt like in my heart that I prayed this sweet family there and Enya. And they have such a beautiful story. I'm excited to share that. Okay, Charlotte, so I get to be the one to interview you guys today. This is exciting, and I'm excited to hear the spirit of your friendship and the love you have for everyone. You guys are both all heart, and that's my favorite part about you two. So I'm going to start off asking Charlotte and Enya. Many of our listeners just heard you speak so powerfully about your trials and blessings. So how does it feel to be back on this podcast? This time sharing more about your lives and your friendship. How does it feel, Charlotte?
It was amazing.
Yeah, it feels amazing. You get to be the one interviewed this time.
Yeah.
How about you, Enya?
It feels actually pretty good. I'm excited to be on the podcast. I've heard a lot about it. I watch all of Charlotte's podcasts, so it's really nice to actually be the one in it. So pretty excited.
She's a super special guest for us today. So,
My
all right.
very best friend that lived the next door.
Yeah, her best friend that she prayed for moved in next door. You couldn't have it any better. We still haven't put the gate in that we've talked about for the last 10 years.
I know, right?
So we keep talking about that, yes.
Yes.
So for new listeners, can you each introduce yourselves? We've kind of done that, but I want you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us one thing that you love about who you are. I think that's important. So Enya, go ahead and go first. Introduce yourself and what do you love about yourself?
I'm Enya Stewart, and I like to bake. That's my passion. Is I'm going to be one day hopefully a business owner to own my own bakery and design cakes and bake it for other people.
And she doesn't know that we're slowly sucking her into this new bakery.
She is.
That's for all abilities. We have a new nonprofit, Everyone Happier and Healthier.
Happier,
and she
happier,
and her
healthier.
brother Tim are part of our Spud Nut team. And if you don't know what
Yeah.
Spud Nuts are, you can look it up and she can make them for
It's
you.
like
yes.
donuts.
It's
It
like
is
donuts, made with spuds, made with potatoes. Super good,
Yeah. You cannot even taste the potatoes.
but
No.
they're delicious.
Yes, they
But
are.
so we're excited. She's part of our Spud Nut team with the bakery. So Charlotte. So you like to bake.
I do
Anything
like to
else you
bake.
want to share about yourself? How old are you?
I am
Some more stuff.
23. I've been friends with Charlotte for 15 years, I believe, and our friendship is growing. I love Charlotte. She's like a sister to me. Merrill family is pretty big in my life. They're family. We go on trips together, which is really fun. We do, fun things. I come over and hang out with Charlotte, and it's the best. We do, crazy things, just what girls do,
Just being silly.
Just being silly. Yeah, we talk a lot about different things, hang out, and it's really fun.
And it's nice
It's
that they're
really fun.
And it's nice that they're close enough next door. I mean, it's still a 2 to 3 acre lot, so it's quite a walk still. But it's nice that Charlotte can walk over there if it's windy with her walker, gait trainer, or with her crutches.
Mm-hmm.
But some days they walk arm in arm, and that's what's special about this friendship is Enya will even balance her if she doesn't have any of her handicap equipment, I guess you call it, with her. So the friendship is wonderful. So
and Halloween is our favorite time of year.
Yes.
We get to dress up together, and it's really fun.
Yes.
Awesome. So Charlotte, do you want to introduce yourself and something you love about yourself?
I'm Charlotte. As you know, I am on a service mission right now, and I'm 21 years old, and I love baking. I love memorizing lines and acting plays.
Yep, and you're in a play right now. Can you
Yes.
tell everybody what play you're in?
I am in the
What's the name of the play? Lightning Thief?
Lightning Thief.
Awesome. We can talk more about that another time.
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson, Lightning
I
Thief.
get to help out and also be in the play. It's really fun. I love it.
It's her dream. She loves to be an actress. So
It's my dream.
it's your dream, and it's happening. And that's one reason she does this podcast, because she loves to perform and memorize things. And this just kind of fell into place, and she loves bringing awareness and helping people feel happy and good about themselves.
Yes.
So that's why this just fits for what she loves to do. And you can even dress up on Halloween for your podcast. That would be cool. So
That would be cool.
So how did you two become friends? We kind of talked about that already. I shared my little take on it, but I don't even know how you guys officially met. You became neighbors. So how did you become friends, and what makes your friendship strong?
We had a barbecue. I think it was around 4th of July, I think.
No, it was April Fool's.
Oh, it was April Fool's. Yeah, that's right.
That was terrible of me.
Actually, it was pretty fun. We were
It's
new
pretty
in the
terrible and pretty funny at the same time.
we were new in the neighborhood. I think it was our first Sunday, and we got introduced to the Merrill family, and we got invited to one of their April Fool's dinners. It was really funny, actually. We do it every year. It's really fun.
become a tradition.
Yes. And Anna made a dish. I can't remember what it was, but she made a dish.
Want me to tell you?
Yeah, go for it.
I made meatloaf cupcakes with purple potato frosting.
That's right.
So it was tiered. I'll never forget, because it was terrible of me. So you invite your neighbors over that move in. They don't know what crazy lady this is. And I invite them over for dinner. I didn't even tell them it was April Fool's. I just invited them for dinner, and I made meatloaf cupcakes. So they looked like pretty purple pretty purple cupcakes with even sprinkles on top.
Yeah,
and I had it
just
tiered.
like cupcakes.
And I had it tiered on a cupcake holder. I don't remember the other food, but it was all April Fool's food. It was a healthy dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It was looked like sweet treats. And her poor family was so confused.
We were really confused. Yeah.
Can you tell them what adds to the situation that makes it even funnier?
I think it was like an experience. Like for me, it was really funny because I'm like, oh, we get treats for dinner, because you grow up. My parents go, oh, you can't have treats before dinner, so we usually eat dinner before having treats.
That's our family too.
Yeah, and so.
But since that was April Fool's Day,
we did treats first, and then we made it look
treats
like
first. Yeah,
and then we did the looking dessert for It was so confusing.
It was confusing.
For
Well, I did cat litter cake too.
Oh,
yeah, cat litter.
So, but to add to the story, what are your family's abilities? What's to add to the confusion of the story for your brothers?
So my brother, I have a couple brothers. One of them is autistic, and he kind of looked at the cat litter dish and was frightened.
So wasn't the nicest thing for me to do meeting a family for the first
Yeah.
time? It was an eye-opener for me, and I
It was,
really
yeah.
messed up.
It was pretty funny. But one, like the dish, it was the cat litter dish, and I remember my brother coming to, I think me or my sister, frightened because he saw cat litter on their counter, and it was like a dish that we could eat, you know? It was actually pretty good. I
It was
liked it.
pudding and cake and melted Tootsie Rolls
And
on
melted
top. It was
Tootsie Rolls.
delicious.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was-
staple now for April
Oh,
Fool's
yes.
dinner.
But yeah, he was kind of frightened. Why is there cat litter sitting on the counter, you know?
So-
in a random house that we don't know.
To visit. So I had to overcome this, promise them another dinner, and I had to make exactly what their family requested. So they'd come back again. I forgot about that.
I
That's
did too,
hilarious.
yeah.
And then you two trusted each other after that crazy
Mhm.
dinner and became
And
friends.
became friends. Yeah.
So it was a good door opener.
Mhm.
Open that gate to a good, beautiful friendship. Now we have the traditional April Fool's dinner
And we
every
do,
every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
and we take turns. They make some of the funny food.
Oh yes.
Awesome. So last time you both spoke about turning trials into blessings. Can you each share an example of how that has shown up in your own life? Like you talked about it, but what's a story in your own life that you can share, a trial that's turned into a blessing? I know Charlotte shared a little bit about it in her talk, but we didn't hear about yours.
I guess it would be, for me, it was, I guess, finding friends. I was kind of the odd girl out, I guess. In my own opinion, I was the odd girl out. I was different from everybody else. I liked going to school, but it was like it was a priority, not something I always wanted to do, but I knew it was good for me. So when I met Charlotte in 3rd grade, I saw this girl who had training shoes on, and I'm like, oh, I'll hang out with her. Maybe she'll lift my spirits up a little bit. And I got to know Charlotte a little bit better.
That was better
and-
after the crazy dinner.
after the crazy dinner, yes. And Charlotte just was so nice to me. She never left me out of anything. She would always hang out with me outside at recess, and it was really fun. She became my best friend in 3rd grade, so it's pretty long that we've been friends. But 3rd grade was hard for me because I didn't really like my teacher. She wasn't really nice to me. She didn't understand who I was and the disabilities that I had in my own head, and it was really nice to have somebody who trusted me and who
You guys are-
understood who I was.
You guys were kind of able to share,
Yeah.
because you both had some disabilities going on, you're able to connect on that, and I think that's
Yes.
important. Right, so that,
Yeah. I don't like leaving anyone out.
and that's, okay, so that would be a trial that turned into a blessing because of the
Mhm.
trial of you guys being left out. You guys have switched that and become a blessing for so many people that you don't leave anybody out.
Right.
And that's a huge thing, and that's what this whole podcast is about, is not to leave anybody out, to encourage
Yeah.
strength in relationships and to include everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right? No matter if they have a different disability or something going on in their life.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like she said, her disability is in her head,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't always see somebody's disabilities. Charlotte stands
Yeah.
out with her crutches and things,
Yeah.
but some aren't noticed at all until
No.
you talk to them, and then you
Yeah.
can start to understand and see it there. So what helps
Yeah.
you keep hope when these challenges are feeling heavy? What helps you keep hope? Well, I know you both have prayed a lot. You both have said that you prayed for a best friend. Does that bring you hope?
Yes.
What else brings you hope?
I guess for me is I get to talk to Charlotte to, help me come over those challenges. She's my big influencer and I love her so much. Other thing is I usually talk to my mom. She's also my big influencer. But if it's still not like getting through my head, then that's when I can call Charlotte. That's when I can text her and say, hey, I need help with this situation. And she's always there for me.
I think that's special. So basically having
And I get to do the same thing to Enya too.
and they make each other laugh about things I don't even understand sometimes. I just look at them cross-eyed and it's hilarious and they're just cracking up. So I think that's kind of one of the tools they say is finding someone that you trust, right? To
Mhm.
bring you that hope. I know for me, it's my sister when I'm having a really hard time. in a situation, I can just text her and she'll either give me some uplifting encouragement or just listen to me, or, you know, a phone call. So finding someone in your life that you trust, like your mom or your best friend or a sister, to lift you up during that trial is huge. And sometimes that trial is not as heavy as we think it is. It just feels really heavy, and sometimes somebody can help us out of that trial, right? Or they can just lift us up and give us that hope, and it feels a lot lighter after a conversation.
Yeah.
So, good. Anything else? So, what would you like the world to understand about living with your abilities and challenges? What would you like? So, Charlotte has shared a lot on this over the podcast, but what would you like the world to know about living with your abilities and challenges? What would be helpful? Because other people live with similar ones.
I would say don't judge somebody before you get to know them. That's a really big thing, especially because you don't know what's going on in their life, and you don't judge them before you get to know them. It's like that saying, you don't judge a book by its cover, because you don't know what somebody's going through. And
I have seen that a lot going on the internet too.
About people being mean on the internet? Is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
Like, why?
Why are people mean on the internet? I agree. Why are people mean? Why do people feel like they have to be mean? And I like what Enya said, don't judge a book by its cover.
And I feel bad for someone who is getting judged.
Right. It's hard when people are judged. Like Charlotte, that's what this whole podcast is about. She says, ask me about my crutches. Don't judge me about my crutches. I can do things, right? But ask me about them. Let's be friends. That's kind of where it started at 11 years old. She just wanted people to ask her instead of just judge her.
Yeah. About her crutches, my dad is hilarious. We were taking her to school one day, and my dad was helping her out of the car, and he goes, "Oh, hand me your nunchucks." And
Nunchucks.
Charlotte gave him this look. It was like, "Those are nunchucks. They're my crutches." And my dad goes, "No, they're nunchucks. You can hurt somebody with these." And Charlotte goes, "I know, but they're my crutches. I use them to walk." And Charlotte's grown a lot because she doesn't use them as very much. But my dad still likes to tease her about it, so it's pretty funny.
I'm okay with it, because every time I see her dad, he calls them, "Those are nunchucks."
He does. Yes, he does.
Do you have your nunchucks?
Your weapons?
Your weapons?
They are weapons, yes. So don't mess with Charlotte.
They hurt.
How do you support each other when life gets tough? We kind of talked about that already. What do you do, Charlotte?
I don't know.
Make a phone call?
Yeah. And listen to people, to us two talking.
Yeah, listen to each other, right?
Listen to each other, yeah.
That's important. I went on a bike ride this morning with a friend, and when we were done with the bike ride, we stood and visited for like the next 30, 40 minutes. And she said, I didn't know I needed that. I just needed to be listened to. I needed to get everything in my head out. And thank you for being a friend and just listening to me. And I think that's really good advice, Charlotte. And sometimes we just need to listen. There's not even something we can say that's helpful. Sometimes just listening, letting somebody get it out of their head and talking about it is a good friend.
Yeah, like just listen or help them out. Like see what they need and want.
Yeah. You won't know what they need and want if you don't listen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, my friend just needed someone to listen and I think a hug, because the tears started to leave after a hug and just listening. And she had and I was grateful for it too, because I needed to have that conversation.
Sometimes, you needed that too, not just your friend.
Yep. Spending time together is really important, and listening to each other.
Yeah.
Can you share a time when you felt proud of yourself? This is my favorite. Felt proud of yourself for doing something others may not have expected. People think that you can't do something, and you did it.
I think one year, was for me, was when I baked my own birthday cake one year. My mom usually does them all, but it was something she taught me how to do, and I learned how to do it. And I posted it on Instagram one day, and all these comments flooded in saying, "Oh, that's so beautiful. You did such a good job." And that's how my passion of baking started to grow. It was because I posted something on Instagram and all the comments flooded in, and that's what I wanted to learn how to do. And I still do it to this day. That's something I'm proud of, and nobody expected me to do it.
Those compliments meant a lot, didn't they?
They did.
When you have a compliment, you feel a compliment in your heart about someone, even in the grocery store, say it. because you have no idea how that compliment. So because of those compliments on Instagram, that changed your whole perspective.
Yeah, it did.
And I think that's huge. And that's something that my girls and I try to do. If we even think of a compliment of somebody walking by, it comes to our mind, we believe that's inspired, and we say it out loud to them.
Yeah.
Because who knows if that could be life-changing. And thank you for sharing that example.
Someone can be having a bad day, and for their day to be turned around, they just needed to hear like congratulations or
a compliment, right? Telling them that they did a great job on their case.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Enya. Charlotte, is there something that you did that made you proud of yourself that people didn't think you could do? What comes to your mind?
I don't know what, but I can share this. Like, it was during track in March, during one of my plays at the...
She had two big events going on that day. She had a play to perform in at her college.
At my college was called Our Town.
But she also had track practice that day right before her big performance.
Yes. And I never done this before, but I felt proud of myself afterwards because as I was running across the track outside of the Snowflake
High School,
at the Snowflake High School, that hard track, and I was running and somehow I tripped. I don't know how.
Well, she has cerebral palsy, so she does trip and fall easy, and she loses her balance often. So
yeah, but the coolest part is I never caught myself with my hands before. I always land on my face.
And that's usually because her arms are in her crutches, not usable to catch herself, or her mind doesn't process it fast enough to catch.
And in fact, I was running without my crutches. Felt so cool to me. Like I can run faster without my crutches versus running with my crutches.
But she gets good momentum going. When she falls, it's a bad fall. And what usually happens?
Getting stitches and going to the hospitals and
on her face and concussions, right? But what happened this time? You surprised yourself. You didn't just surprise everybody there. What happened this time?
Well, before I get to that, like in my mind, when I fell, like as I was starting to fall, I was getting these like quick thoughts. I'm supposed to be in the play, supposed to be performing. Instead, I will be ending up in the hospital. But when I fell, I landed on my hands.
She caught herself. Oh my gosh. That was a miracle day. You okay? That was an exciting day. It hurt. She was bloody. Her hands were bloody. Her knees were bloody.
After that, when I realized I did that, like, oh my gosh, I get to be in the play still.
She caught herself.
But I was crying and just happy tears, but sad tears at the same time.
Happy tears because you caught yourself and you didn't have a concussion. You didn't have to get stitches.
No.
That was a miracle. That was the first time.
Except my hands and my knees got beat up, but
not your face.
But I didn't really care about like that showing in the performance because that was getting hidden by the costumes.
But your face was saved. You saved your face. And that's huge because that actually is really traumatic and dangerous as well. So I
felt like all the angels around me helped me.
Yes.
Like helping me.
So that's some of the hard things she has to go through. She does fall often and she tries to do hard things like other people. She wants to run and be like everyone else. So she does it, but she also risks things. And so that's scary. But so for her to process putting her hands out and catching herself.
I never done that before. That was my very first time landing on my hands. I didn't think I would land on my hands.
And we've done a lot of that practicing in physical therapy, and to have it actually happen was wonderful. So
Like
congratulations.
even before a play, like it was getting into the evening, like an hour before I was gonna perform, like be there too.
It was a miracle. You would have not been there if you didn't catch yourself. So good job.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in the performance
After practicing all those months, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good job. That deserves a high five. A big hug, but I can't reach you. I guess we could squish you over Enya. Aw. That was awesome. Okay, so now that was...
I will never forget about that day. Like,
and that was very not expected.
Remember that everyone was running to help me, and my mom is like, "What's happening?"
I was far away. Yes, I was on the other side of the track coaching other kids.
It was on the hard track.
It was on the hard track. And
of course, I had glue in my hands too.
Oh yeah, from the track. All the rocks, yes.
Yeah.
So now as young adults, what do you hope to contribute by learning? You're learning the process. That's a big deal. So what do you hope by learning all these things and growing and developing for you to contribute to the world? Is your disability going to stop you?
No.
No. What do you guys want to contribute to the world?
I guess for me, it would be kind to people in the world. I'm a very kind person, hearted person. So I would want to maybe share that with everybody. Be kind to people who, are going through hard things in their life, and be friends with them. Doesn't matter what they look like. Their disability doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all.
Thank you. Charlotte, what do you hope to contribute? Your joy.
Right.
I love how you went through a really hard thing right now, and all you can do is just cheer. That's awesome. That's a huge thing to contribute to the world, is your joy that you bring even when things are hard.
And also, as I got up from that track, I cheered for joy.
Oh, she did. She cheered. Her hands were in the air and she was cheering.
I was in pain.
She was in pain and still cheering.
Crying.
Happy
really
tears.
Sad pain cry and really happy teary cry.
All at the same time. Awesome. If the world could see you, this is a good question. If the world could see you through your best friend's eyes, what would they notice? That's kind of a tricky question.
I guess I don't see Charlotte with her disabilities. I see her as a strong, beautiful woman, and in my eyes, she is like a sister to me. She's always there for me, and I don't see her as somebody with her disabilities. She's somebody that I would want to continue to grow up with. Her and I are going to be friends for eternity.
And be aunties.
And be aunts
to each other's kids.
Yes,
Charlotte and Enya.
We will.
What about you, Charlotte? How would people see Enya through your eyes?
Well, it goes with the same thing too. Like, I see her as my sister. Not just a best friend, my sister too. And she helps me. Like, we help each other.
We do, don't we?
Yeah, I love it. And I cannot wait to continue being best friends and being sisters.
And having your kids grow up together, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to have families like you've talked about. You're excited to move on in the world and have families like everybody else.
Yeah.
You don't just have to stay on a beanbag. That's what we call it. Let's do something, right?
Let's do something. Not be bored.
What are some of your dreams for the future, big or small? We kind of keep touching back and forth on things, but what are some of your dreams, big or small?
I guess mine are big. I want to be, like I said, owner of my own bakery, so that's kind of big. I also want to be a mother, which is down the road some, but that's also a big dream of mine. My mom is a wonderful mother of 10 beautiful children, and I want to be like her when I grow up. And, that's a big dream of mine, is to be a mother and to have kids who will grow up to be their own person, but also love their mother at the same time.
I think that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Charlotte, what about you? What are your
I
dreams?
would love to be a mother. Like, I just love kids. And
These two get to babysit together sometimes.
We do.
yeah,
We're a babysitting team.
we both love kids.
We do. Yes, we do.
And I love acting. Someday, like soon, I want to be an actor.
An actress, yes. She's
An
great at
actress.
memorizing, and that's a huge talent that's needed to be
Yeah.
an actress. That's one of her skills.
I can memorize a 20-minute speech.
She sure can. And she does a great job. So,
Yes.
what does inclusion, we've talked a lot about loving other people. What does inclusion mean to you?
Well, inclusion means to me like we don't leave anyone out. Like, I don't leave anyone out. If I am going somewhere like on a hike or doing something with my friends, like with my roommates.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but she moved out. She lives in the guest house with roommates.
Yeah.
That's kind of something we should share right there in case they don't know, right?
Yes.
She walked out the back door, took her electric bike, and moved out. And she has 3 roommates. And they
And
love
my dad jokingly said, see you next time. See you next year.
it. Yep. So she rode away on her bike. So she is wonderful not having people left out. I think that's really important.
Yeah, like if I am going somewhere, I will be like, hey, let's text that person,
And
call
invite
that
them.
person.
That's
Like,
special. You think of other people.
and
She does, yeah.
and I do not want anyone to feel like, oh, they left me.
Mm-hmm. That's a horrible feeling, isn't it? What about you,
Yeah.
Enya? What does inclusion mean to you?
I guess loving them. Charlotte's really good at this. If I want to go do something, Charlotte will. I'll text Charlotte and she'll go, "Oh yeah, I would love for you to come over." And I think that is part of it. Is you have to love them. It doesn't matter who they are or what they've done or what they do. Just love them.
There's a spot for everyone in the world,
There is
right?
a spot for everybody in the world. Yes.
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 We have a guy who wants to work at the bakery. He doesn't know how to bake. He has crutches. But one of the things he says he's good at is entering things into the computer. So there's a space for everyone.
There's a space.
And so we're trying to be
Yes,
more
there
inclusive and
is.
including everyone.
Like, not everyone has the same good talents. Everyone has different talents and need to be somewhere to explore your talents.
Yep, you need to explore your talents. Find what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Good advice. We all have talents.
Yes.
We need to explore those. So can you share a time when you felt truly included? And this is a little bit harder, and a time you wish people had done better. Either one. That's a little bit hard.
I think for me was in school, I got left out of a friend group that came to our house one night that stayed, and I was not included, and
In your home?
and it was like a friend thing, and I was very sad. And so my mom actually took me out that day, and her and I did something fun, and I felt included, which was really nice. So thanks, Mom, for including me when I was younger.
Well,
And
just noticing that you didn't get included.
Yeah, she noticed that
Being
I
aware
wasn't.
of that.
Yeah, and I was very sad that I wasn't included. And
That makes me very sad.
yeah,
Charlotte, talk about Lunch Bunch. Why did we start Lunch Bunch at the high school? It started with you your freshman year. Why did we start Lunch Bunch? It goes right along with that.
Lunch funds so no one gets left out.
Yeah, she had a hard time, going to the cafeteria, eating by herself. She couldn't carry her lunch by herself. And so it was really hard to sit by yourself in the cafeteria, and everybody was going their different directions, and she just didn't feel like she had a friend or someone to sit with. So we created Lunch Bunch in her dad's classroom. And that, the word spread like wildfire. It was so neat. We usually have, still, it's carried into Caroline. Caroline's there now at the school. We do lunch bunch,
Yeah.
and everybody comes and eats in Mr. Merrill's classroom, and I bring food. And the array,
Mr. Daddy.
Mr. Daddy, and the array of people we've had there has been huge. It's been so fun to see, football players there, to actresses there, to just anybody, kids with disabilities there, just creating these friendships so nobody can get left out. And they feel safe. People know they can come either bring their lunch and eat, or there's always food there to come eat.
And that's how Special Olympics comes in.
That's kind of where Special Olympics started to fit in. You're right.
Like,
unified.
It started like before I could walk.
Yeah, we started doing Special Olympics before you could walk, and that's where you learned to start walking. So you're right. So
I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah, so making sure people don't get left out, right? Finding a space where everybody gets to be a part is important. Mm-hmm. So speaking of that, though, how can schools, churches, communities make sure everyone belongs? So kind of doing the lunch bunch that help people to belong, but not just, let's do it right now, not someday. Like, how can we include people right now? And the lunch bunch kind of did that. I just started bringing the lunches to school for at least 30 people, right? And people just started to come. How can other people make sure everyone's included in churches, communities, schools right now, but not someday? Let's not wait. Let's do it now. What can we do? What are some ideas? Special Olympics Unified helps. Unified means everybody. So with special needs or without special needs, anybody can be part of the team. We start up softball in a couple of weeks, which is super fun, very competitive. Yes. And if you don't know how to play, come, because we'll teach you how to play. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah. We have a friend that is like in her 60s. Mm-hmm. Just now learning how to play
softball.
But she has been on this in Special Olympics for a long time.
Mm-hmm. But she didn't know how to play softball or basketball, but she wanted to be part of a team and learn how. So you can learn.
She came inside in a gym one day when we were playing basketball, and she came in like, I don't know how to play basketball, but I want to learn how.
But I want to be part of a team. That was important
part
to her.
Of our
she
team.
Just wanted to be a part of something. She wanted to feel included, and that's what's important. So that's what I would suggest, to schools, churches, communities.
Of a team.
Sometimes we have to adjust, and that's a big word we use in our house. Adjust, shift, change, right? Mm-hmm. So what can we do? How can we problem solve that? What does that look like? So, for example, Charlotte wanted to play softball when she was in Little League as a little girl. And she had to run from the bases, hold on to her gait trainer, her walker, and she would run from the bases. That was an adjustment we made. She had to run with a walker. And it wasn't a very fast run. It was kind of a slow walk, but she did it. But she couldn't hold the bat. And I know that
now I can run.
Now she can run, but it's taken practice to get there. So people just need to learn to adapt, to adjust, move the chalkboard down if it can't be reached up high so all abilities can reach it. What about, and I know this isn't completely legal all the time with the bat in sports, but Charlotte couldn't hold a metal bat. So to build up to the metal bat, we practiced with a plastic bat until she got the strength to hold a metal bat. And so you can adjust, adapt, and change to the people in your community around. Those are just huge words. If you can learn to adjust and adapt and meet people where they're at. And that's what we can do in the community.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Any other advice, Enya?
I guess when you did soccer or kickball one year, that was it was fun. She included everybody in our little Taylor Farms kind of place block, and it was really fun because you got to play with different people with different abilities, and it was really fun to learn something new when I was younger. And I used it actually in school when I was still in school, but it was really fun to do something that I've never done before and learn how to do it and be good at it.
And that was an adaptation. We were trying to do softball, but majority of people couldn't hit the bat or hit the ball with the bat. And so we decided to get a ball and kick it instead. And pretty much the whole team was able to kick the ball. Even if it only went 3 feet, they were able to kick the ball and run. Yeah. And so she's right. That was an adaptation we made. That's what we need to do is just adapt, adjust, and problem solve and see what can be done. Good. What advice would you give young adults with disabilities who are looking for their place in the world? What advice would you give young adults who are looking for their place in the world? We started a bakery just so we could give a space for young adults to find their place in the world. Do you guys have any advice? And it hires all abilities, and that's been really huge.
Don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your disabilities. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Just keep trying. That's all you have to do.
Don't give up and yeah, just don't give up.
That's huge. Don't give up. Find out what you are good at. Charlotte's finding out that maybe she can crochet. Her roommates all brought all their yarn and they're crocheting, and she's going to try that and see if that's something she can do. Keep finding something you're good at. Don't give up. Like we couldn't do softball, so we did kickball.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting a little hard at first, but
what happens if you don't give up?
Then
you get better?
Yeah.
Even if it takes a long time?
Practice makes...
Don't say perfect.
Awesome.
Makes
awesome.
Yes, I don't think practice makes perfect because none of us are perfect, but I love what she said. Practice makes awesome. I love that. We should just end the whole thing there. Practice makes awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So, what advice would you give to people without disabilities about being true friends and allies? Do you know what allies means? Allies means like when you and Enya lock arms and you walk together. You're helping each other out. You're being an ally. You're being a friend.
Yeah.
So what would you give other people without disabilities? How can they be a friend? How can they be an ally?
Go up and talk to somebody who maybe you see is having a hard time. Go up and talk to them. It will make their day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Some people get afraid of those with disabilities. Don't be afraid.
Don't.
They're just like other people. They just have these big hurdles in front of them. Don't be afraid. Right?
Don't be afraid. Everybody have hurdles. Everybody have trials. Like maybe they are stuck on that trial and they don't know how to get through it. And they get advice from someone else, from a friend of theirs, and they are working together on it.
I like that. Working together, talk to someone.
Like Enya and I.
Like you and Enya, perfect. So don't be afraid. Don't give up, right? These are the things that we're ask questions, learn about each other. Those are good things. Don't give up. Okay? If you could leave listeners with one message of hope, what would it be? Go ahead and just kind of share again what you just...
Yeah. Just don't give up and keep on trying. Keep being awesome.
Keep being awesome.
Practice makes awesome.
That's a good quote. I like that. I think we're going to quote that from Charlotte. Practice makes awesome.
Practice makes awesome.
And anything you want to share? Do you want to share a song lyric, a scripture, a favorite quote? What inspires you both? Practice makes awesome.
Charlotte is my inspiration. She's my inspiration. Every time I get a text from her in the morning or in the afternoon saying, "Oh, Enya, how are you?" She always makes sure that I'm okay, and she is my inspiration every single day. And it's really nice to, have a friend that lives close and a best friend who loves me for me and is always there for me when I need her.
That's good advice too. Love me for me. Love me for me, and practice makes awesome.
Practice makes
You girls are wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And we're headed off to a Special Olympics event that I'm coaching, Special Olympics Unified. So I am decked out in my uniform, ready to go. We're excited. Harrison just walked in his uniform. You want to say hi? We are ready to go. I love you girls. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing your heart. Thank you for sharing that we can do things no matter what abilities or disabilities we have.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, awesome. So, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So let's be friends.
If you're listening, thank you for being a part of this. We are excited to share more stories and more truth and more love in every episode. Until next time, love one another, and like I say, so let's be friends.